Hello and welcome to Legal English. This is the General Overview course. In Class 17 we'll be looking at intellectual property. In the second class on intellectual property we'll be looking at some case studies. Firstly, in intellectual property, the idea is that these are rights that are given to creators or inventors, and these creators or inventors ask for these rights. They apply to a specific body to get these rights, and these rights have a time frame, so there's a specific period of time where the rights are valid, and then after that they either have to renew the rights or give them up. And it's basically on things that they have created. Industrial property, let's have a look at what that actually is. It covers trademarks and geographical indications known as GIs. So Nike, it would be a classic trademark, and a GI would be something like Brazil nuts. Brazil nuts are nuts that come from Brazil, obviously, but because it has the name Brazil in the actual name, so we've got the name of the country that's being used for the name of a product, this becomes what's known as a GI. So Florida, Washington, Brazil, any product that has the name of a place in the name of the product will be considered a GI, and Brazil nuts is a good example of that one. I don't think they have Florida nuts or Washington nuts, as far as I know. Inventions, obviously, we will be talking about patents later on. Design and secrets, trade secrets. Copyrights is probably the most exciting area of intellectual property because it covers things like literary and artistic works. It will cover performers, so some performers can actually get copyright on what they do rather than what they produce. You've got recording and broadcasting issues there as well. So if I record something, then I can establish that as copyright, and if I broadcast it and there's an actual record of that broadcasting, it can be considered copyright as well. The most important document for intellectual property is this one here, the World Trade Organization's Agreement on Trade-Related Aspects of Intellectual Property Rights, known as the TRIPS Agreement. TRIPS principles include things like this: national treatment. Now, it's a bit of a misleading term for me because it calls it national treatment, and in fact it is international. It basically says that you need to treat nationals and foreigners equally. The other principle they have is called most favored nation treatment. So most favored nation, because TRIPS is from the WTO, the World Trade Organization, then obviously those that trade with the WTO have a little bit of priority, they have a little privilege, and they have equal treatment. Those that do not trade with the WTO, then they don't get the same treatment as people who do.